What's up, everybody? It's Man of Low Moral Fiber here. My name's Luke, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Gwen's Head as part of my Does It Suck series. The Gwen's Head is a unique Dahl pistol that is obviously an allusion to the movie 7. I don't want to spoil the end of that movie for you in case you haven't seen it. It's a really good movie and I recommend you do, but it's a pretty famous scene, and even if you haven't seen the movie, you probably know at least the gist of the scene, so I won't go into it here. But basically, the Gwen's Head is a unique pistol that can be found out in the dust in one of a few different boxes. And upon finding the weapon, there are a couple different characters at the very least who can deliver the famous line from the movie, "What's in the box?" And the characters that can include is at least Claptrap and Jack. There may be a couple other characters that can say it as well, but I've heard Claptrap and Jack say it for sure. The red text here says thinking outside the box. Obviously, being a Dahl weapon, it's going to have burst fire when zoomed, and it has a increased critical hit damage modifier. It's listed at 38% on the card. Now, this particular weapon has a burst size of 7 when not spec'd into 2-Fang, and when I'm spec'd into 2-Fang, we'll usually get a lot larger than that, or at least a little larger than that, which will allow us to work through the magazine in 3 burst ordinarily, and that will give us a pretty good effective fire rate with this weapon. I am going to use this skill build with it and this legendary killer comm because the bonuses from this comm, boosting critical hit damage and then obviously some skills that boost critical hit damage as well, will make it pretty good firing weapon for 0. Obviously, since the burst size is pretty compact and succinct, we'll be able to land a lot of those shots on critical hits. I am spec'd into precision to really keep that burst size tight. And since we'll be able to hit those critical hits, I think this weapon will perform pretty well. I've never really used this weapon though, so we'll see how we do. Gonna go ahead and get Slag and Kunai on this guy here. And as you can see, those critical hits are gonna work through enemies pretty quickly, so that's good stuff. Gonna go ahead and get Slag on these guys here. And this weapon has a pretty good effective fire rate because of the burst fire mechanic, and that's good stuff. Even at range, it appears to be pretty accurate, so that's good. Definitely a good bonus for the gun, I'd say. Having the ability to be used at a decent range is definitely something that can be very helpful with 0. Looks like there is a hot loader back there, so we'll have to take note of that. Looks like a couple exploders are killing themselves on my decoy. That's good stuff. Find that hot loader eventually, I guess. Oh, there he is. We'll go ahead and give priority to this hot loader here and try to take him out a little bit ahead of time. That way he can apply a fire damage over time to us. And then we'll take out this power loader pretty quickly as well, because we're able to knock off his arms by shooting, multiple rounds and hoping to get a 1 or 2, through his spinning arms there. And that definitely worked out for us, so that was good stuff. Wow, got a good kill there on that gun loader. So this weapon right away is performing pretty damn well. The critical hits with it are easy to acquire, and they do a decent amount of damage. I'm not exactly sure how the base damage is in relation to some other pistols, but it's definitely enough to, kill some enemies in 1 burst and everything when I put a lot of my rounds on the critical hit there. We're going to go ahead and get to this badass enemy and see how it does. There are a lot of good weapons in Borderlands 2. This is one that I've never really used before, even in all my time playing the game. And, it's surprising me. It's performing pretty well. I don't think it's too much different than a normal Dahl pistol, probably other than the fact that it always has the TDOR grip and this Hyperion barrel. But it does have that increased critical hit damage, so that's probably, the main difference that this weapon has going for it over similar Dahl pistols that might exist. So that's pretty cool, I guess, and it definitely is a pretty powerful little gun. I mean, it's not incredibly special or anything, but it's definitely not bad. I'm liking how it's performing so far. So we're going to go ahead and get Slag on these guys here and get ready to take them out as well. Get Slag on them. Come on now, Slag. Kunai as well. Maybe we'll even board these guys. Who knows? Yeah, that was good stuff. So this weapon's pretty powerful. I mean, it's killing enemies relatively quickly. Can't really complain about it. It's pretty straight shooting. It's a pretty standard little gun. Like I said, I don't think it would be much different than a normal Dahl pistol in a lot of ways. But it's got that extra critical hit damage, and that's the main difference, I think. And it's pretty good at knocking these exploders down, which is pretty nice. Oops, I let him get too close to me there. But, as you can see, it's a pretty powerful little weapon. It's not incredibly special by any means, but it's definitely not weak. It definitely doesn't suck, so that's good stuff. Let that guy blow himself up there. And now we got some other enemies spawning that will actually be fighting us in a traditional manner. Got his arm knocked off there, so good stuff. Go ahead and get kunai on him. I want those other loaders to jump down and quit doing their little eye blast at me, but sometimes they have other motives, I guess. Works through these power loaders pretty damn quickly. It's able to knock their arms off and kill them before they can get an eye blast off, so that's really nice. Drop that. So yeah, I mean, it performs well. It's definitely not a bad weapon at all. Definitely keep slag up on that guy back there. Try to get those transfusion trails. They got caught on that gate, so I had to brave it a little bit, but it ended up working out. So even at a decent range, I'm still hitting some critical hits with this little pistol, which is nice. Definitely need slag on him again, though. We'll see if we can kill him from way back here. So it definitely, is better if you're within pistol range, I'd say. But that's the case with a lot of pistols that aren't Hyperion pistols, I'd say. So definitely not a huge drawback against the gun. And being that it is a Dahl weapon, I'd say that it has a little bit longer range than most pistols would have, I'd estimate. So that's pretty cool. We're going to go ahead and get ready to kill this big guy up here. We'll see how we do against him. He's kind of irritating me with his pathing right now, but it's not going to be a problem. We're going to be able to kill him pretty easily here. Go ahead and get slag on him again. Excellent. Now we'll just work through him. So even, even the badass enemies, it kills fairly quickly and everything. It definitely doesn't suck. It's definitely not one of Zero's best options either. But, I mean, it's not bad. You know what I mean? It's a pretty good little gun. It looks like we have eaten through a significant amount of ammo, though. That's because it has a relatively high fire rate and kind of relies on putting a lot of rounds down range to really do a lot of damage. But, it's not that pistols don't have a pretty large ammo pool, so you shouldn't really run out of ammo with it. We'll see how we do here in this last room. But I am running a little low on grenades, so we'll see how we do. Oh, we got a couple grenades there. I think we're going to be fine. Going to get rid of a couple of these barrels preemptively. A couple exploders to start. That's kind of weird. Let them kind of kill themselves, I guess. Alright, so one of them's dead. Next one's dead. And now we can begin working on actual loaders with guns. It's unfortunate that I don't get to pick what spawns we get, but, I guess that does add a little variety to every run, and that's probably a good thing, I guess. Where did those transfusion trails go? There we go. Alright, so, looks like we got another hot loader back there. That's something we will have to watch out for. Try to get slag on this guy here. Might have a couple hot loaders, it looks like. That's not any good. The chance of damage over time is likely. Dang it, where am I? I thought I was backing up those stairs and that was that stupid spool there. Luckily it didn't kill me, so that was good stuff. Killing enemies pretty quickly. It's a pretty good gun. Getting a lot of hot loaders. The game wants me to die. But I'm not going to. I got the Gwen's head here, and it's a pretty solid little weapon. Good gun. Not a great gun, but a good gun. Definitely serviceable here, even at overpower level 8. So that's good stuff. It's got a good little effective fire rate, actually, because of its burst fire mechanic and two-fang here, which is good stuff. Probably overemphasizing or overusing the word or the phrase good stuff here. You guys will probably get on to me in the comments about that. But oh well. I did notice in my sniper run, which I was pretty proud of recently through Digistruct Peak, I missed a Quasar and a vending machine, and everyone was more interested in that than the actual sniper gameplay. I just don't find, vending machine legendaries or legendary drops to be that incredibly interesting, but I guess for some people they do matter. Not me, though. I don't really care. More interested in the gameplay aspect than the farming aspect of the game, that's for certain. So we're working through these enemies. Can't really complain about the Gwen's head. It performed well. It definitely doesn't suck. It's not an incredibly special weapon by any means, but it's pretty solid. And, that's all you can really ask for a little joke weapon like this, probably. And it's very easy to find. You can just respawn in the dust until you find it. And it's a good little gun. The Gwen's head definitely does not suck, and I'm, a pretty big fan of it. It's probably outclassed by the Hornet in a corrosive variety, but it does come in all elements, and so that's pretty nice. Being that it's easy to acquire, it might be a good little weapon to pick up if you're working through the game. If you need, a little help in a certain element, you could probably find that element of the Gwen's head fairly quickly. So as always, guys, I thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you haven't yet taken the time to subscribe, please do so. Otherwise, one more time, thanks for watching, and I do hope to catch you next time. Bye, guys.